Hey, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Hope everybody's doing good, man. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's in a good space. I'm gonna talk about some stuff real quick. Forgive me if I don't remember everything. I'm trying my best. I'm kind of like going off the head with this one. Remember I told you guys about the chakras, of course. Use the chakras. All right. Now, I've never met Bobby Hemming. I'm going to let him speak. I hope my chosen ones got a chance to hear the video, but I'm going to play it again for you guys. Now, this is the lower chakra. The color is clearly red, right? Red. The color is clearly red, all right? Now, in this state, this is where your energy lies, right? If you're in this type of energy, this is where you feel stable, right? Right? Stability. Stable is for like horses. No disrespect. This is where a lot of people feel comfortable, right? And this is where I guess they would say I'm safe, or so it says safety. All right. So you say I am comfortable, I am safe, I am stable, I am energy. This is the energy that a lot of people are on right now. All right. This is the means as well as to ascend, right? Because you want to ascend. You want to go upwards. You don't want to descend. You don't want to go down. You want to ascend. See what I'm saying? You want to go up. So you're going up into the different chakras, right? Sacred chakra, yeah, solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, third eye chakra, all right, the crown chakra. So you want to be going up. You don't want to stay here forever, but I'm going to let Bobby Hemming explain it, and it makes a lot of sense. This is kind of what I was talking about when I said like it's hard dealing with people. People are stupid, I wasn't trying to be mean, but listen, I've never met Bobby Hemming in my life, but some of the things he says does resonate with me. I'm a guy that whatever doesn't resonate, I just brush it off. All right. But what does make sense, I like. All right. I'll be like, all right. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But listen to this video and you tell me what you think.
There comes a point in your journey when you start to feel it, the distance, not physical, but spiritual, emotional, energetic. You look around and realize you don't quite fit anymore. Conversations feel shallow. The noise of the world grows louder, but inside, your soul is whispering truths too deep for the average ear. You try to share what you're learning, what you're remembering, but the blank stares and awkward silences remind you most people are still asleep, and that's when it hits you. The path of awakening is not crowded. It's quiet. It's sacred, and yes, it's lonely. But you're not crazy. You're not broken. You were born for this.
Message.
You've always felt different. And deep down, you've always known there was something more. This isn't by accident. Your journey, your struggles, your curiosity, it's all part of the divine assignment. What you're about to hear will affirm what your soul already knows. It will decode the spiritual loneliness, the inner shifts, and the calling to rise above the noise. So breathe deep, open your heart, and let the truth find you again.
Message.
We're on a mission to give 2 million people all around the world clean water. This village in Malawi.
Open your heart and let the truth find you again.
The path of wisdom is a lonely one. It's simple. Now let me break this down scientific way so that you understand. There are people that's awake and there's people asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most people on this planet are asleep. So let's break it to the least common denominator. Let's say the black community.
True.
It used to they say 5%. No, it's like old point something now.
That's right.
You see, that's asleep. So you're gonna be lonely because the simple fact that people are asleep. Now, how is this? You have a chakra system in your body, and these are 9 wheels of consciousness. 7 wheels of consciousness. There's like 160 chakras, but 7 major chakras, just like there's 7 African powers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what has happened here to give you a scientific element of what's going on so that you can clear this up so you don't have to go and be trying to holler at somebody and they laugh at you and they don't want to hear that shit. Because your family will beat you down and niggas in the street will beat you down. You're going to try to give them a message. You have you around here crazy. Now, the chakra system, the lowest chakra is your sacral vertebrae. That's your root chakra. And that's where the majority of the people's consciousness is, on the root chakra. So the only thing that they can get down with is desires. What feels good, what tastes good, what smells good, what looks good, what sounds good.
Yeah.
You see,
the
basic senses, you see, on that particular level, they are called the automatons, which means automation.
Okay.
They moving, but they're brain dead.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Now, you don't even get into this particular consciousness that you can partake to understand what things is until you're radiating from the heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the heart chakra. That's why the Egyptian, the heart scarab was the most important. Even when you died, they throw the brain away. But it was the heart that they preserved. Because that's where your true self is. But you got to radiate from the heart chakra and then you elevate on into the pineal gland. But most people's consciousness is in the root chakra. On the 5 senses, the animal level. And they can look pretty, they have a PhD with a degree. They tell you it's only a degree of information. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a degree of information, it has nothing to do with a person's behavior, whether they're conscious or not. You see, it has nothing to do with what a person wears. It has something to do is where they incarnated down here on a certain level and they're radiating above the root chakra. And I guarantee you this right now. Even if some of you all just coming into consciousness the last couple of weeks or the last year, I'll guarantee you always felt special since you was a baby. Now I've been asking that question in my lectures around the country for 16 years. And I asked everybody, how many of you all always thought that you were special? And the whole room always raised their hands. You didn't know what it was. You see what I'm saying? But you thought it was special. And you always had a thirst for something that you didn't know what it was. And it was this knowledge. Let me give you an example. When I was in college, I was standing up one time, I had finished school, and I was standing on the college campus with one of the coaches. We got to be good friends, one of the basketball coaches, Coach Holmes. And he said, well, how do you feel, man? You educated yourself. I said, man, I don't feel shit. I didn't know at the time. I told him, I thought when I came here to this university, that when I left, I was going to have some kind of knowledge. I didn't know what the knowledge was. All I know is when I went through for 4 years, I didn't have shit. I knew I felt empty. Now it was a couple of years later that what I was missing, I realized was knowledge. You see what I'm saying? But I knew something was wrong. You see, and that's what it is. You always thought that that something was missing, and that's why that's because you were gravitating above the root chakra. So it's a waste of time to think you're gonna go to a person that is on a certain level in the root chakra, you see what I'm saying, and trying to raise that person up. It ain't gonna happen. Now, you say, well, damn, that's kind of messed up. Well, it's simple. It's simple. Let me give you an example. I was raised middle class. And because my mom and grandmama were school teachers, and my granddad was a carpenter, he built mansions.
He showed me circles and planets, and he said, this is where I came from.
On Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for rich millionaires. My grandmama, and when he died, she wasn't a millionaire, but she was a thousandaire. But because they had, I always had. You understand how that goes? So now, every person that's here right now that's conscious, you got about, maybe indirectly about 50 people you know on the old earth plane. Some smaller, some got know even more. But let's say a good 20 or 30 that you know that's dead. They don't have to have the knowledge. As long as you got it, you have their knowledge for them. Now, so you are a representative. You know when you, sometimes somebody will die out in California and your family ain't got enough money to send all your Negroes out there. They say, send one person as a representative of the family. You ever heard that before? Well, that's what you're doing right now. You're representing 20 dead people. So don't worry about them because you got it, they have it. And ultimately, when this Kundalini energy on the earth rises, they're going to wake up. And then they're going to go, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. And that's where you're going to be. You're going to be there to help them. The Honorable Muhammad said there'll be an angel on every corner. Guess who those angels are? You in the school right now for that. That's what your thing is. It's a beautiful thing.
So if the path feels lonely, let it. If your voice shakes when you speak truth, speak it anyway. And if they don't understand you, remember, they're not supposed to. Not yet. You're not here to fit in. You're here to light the way. You're not crazy. You're chosen. You carry generations of wisdom in your spirit, and every step you take is healing more than just you. It's realigning the entire bloodline. This is the time you were born for. You're not just watching the shift. You are the shift.
Ashe, message. All right, that's for my chosen ones. If you didn't get a chance to see that video, that's what it was. That's what it was, and that's brother Bobby Hemmett. I'm not sure his situation right now. I know he had some health issues. Hopefully he's all right. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Now he speaks again. Once again, I put another video where he talks about, and this was kind of like the frustrating thing that I was going through the other day, dealing with the people recently, all right, and the people that I'm dealing with locally, all right. But it's all good though. I realized, I don't know, maybe I might be in another realm. Maybe this might be another realm outside of humanity. I don't know. I'm not sure sometimes. I haven't seen certain people that I've known for a long time. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I got transported to another dimension, another realm. I don't know. But this goes back to my thing about people. Like me, I'm not gonna lie. I agree with Bobby Hemmett in this, where I am tired of people. Right? I'm just tired of the ignorance. I'm tired of the stupidity. But I realize, like what he said, a lot of people are in their let me see if I can pull it up. All right. And truthfully and honestly, this is where we are as a society. This is where we are as a society. All right? This is really where we are as a society. No lie. This is where we are as a society. All right? Real talk. It's a nightmare, man. If you're conscious, it's a nightmare. All right? Like, realistically, it's a nightmare. All right? Like being alive is a nightmare. In this realm, this society, it's a nightmare. All right? See if I can pull it up. See if I can find it. I done posted so many videos on my stuff. And I can't even find it now. Where is it at? Man, I'm trying to find this. All right, forget it, because this is about to go off from what I was trying to get to. But going back to this. Now this is what they call what they call it. I can't even think of it. I can't even think of the word. But you see the line, all right? You go to school. School prepares you for work, and then you go into deal with family, all right? But then a conveyor belt. That's what it is. So you see, it says life here, and then it just says school. The programming of school. We all know the educational system is. See, this is what I was talking about with being educated and being intelligent. All right. This is what I was talking about with being educated and being intelligent. All right. This person right here, you see running away. This is most likely an intelligent person, because he sees what's going on here. He's like, this is just a factory. I need to get out of here. This reminds me of the game I used to play with my son. Amongst Us, I think it's called. If you look, it looks very, very similar to Amongst Us. And then I remember the game, it was always you trying to figure out who was the criminal amongst the group. You're on a spaceship, it kind of like a spaceship or a factory or whatever, and you're trying to figure out, you have to fix things sometimes, but it was always somebody trying to isolate you. It kind of like the movie The Thing. If you know about the movie The Thing, is that type of deal. Amongst Us. Amongst Us, as a matter of fact, that's a perfect example. Amongst Us is similar to The Thing. All right, but that's what it's like. That's what this life is like now. You don't know who is amongst us, but I'm going to tell you in a little bit. I'm going to go into that next. All right, but then you have the conveyor belt situation where you go to school system. You know, it is what it is. All right, if you're conscious, you know what the school system is. You know what the work, whatever they call work is. All right. No matter where you work, no matter what you do, it's all a system. You're all part of the matrix. I don't care how much money you make. You just let's say you're making a lot of money, right? Let's say you feel good about yourself and you're making a lot of money, right? So you shop where the clothes may cost a little bit more money, right? Say I'll go to Walmart or I'll go to the mall. You're going somewhere else, right? It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You're just spending more money for what you're buying. It's the same materials. There's no big difference. It's cotton. It's either cotton, leather, or plastic. Right? Cotton, leather, or plastic. It's the truth. I'll show y'all a quick example. I'm freestyling this thing. I don't want to talk too long. Hey, make sure you always got a sneaker cleaner for your shoes too. Now me, I gotta be real with y'all. Once upon a time, and my children probably could verify for me, the only people that could come talk to me, Bobby was saying that you got it for everybody. I don't got it for everybody, because I'm done. I got it for the chosen ones, and I got it for my kids. Them the only ones that I got it for, and for myself. Those are the ones I got it for. All right? I don't got it for everybody else. The chosen ones and my children. That's it. I don't got it for everybody else. I understand what Bobby was saying, but I don't got it for everybody else. These are Pumas. These are I call them Adidas. These are some Vans right here. All right. I got some Reeboks. These are some polos. These are, I think these are RBX. These are RBX shoes. These are Guess. These are Under Armour. I think these are Aldo. Yeah, these are the Aldo shoes. These are some Pumas, and these are some Under Armour cleats. All right, and I got some boots over here. These are North Face boots, and I got some clogs, whatever. Right, all right, or Crocs. I'm sorry, Crocs. I used to be a big sneakerhead, and I had thousands of dollars worth of sneakers. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, I was a big time sneakerhead. There is one particular brand that I'm not wearing anymore because of the disrespectful things that's been done and the racist things that's been said. All right, but it is what it is. All right, but I still, at the end of the day, I wear what I want to wear. But because of I don't have on certain brands, people would think that, oh, look, he don't have money, or he's this or that. For me, I like to wear shoes that I like, and I'm big on comfort. So the insoles, I have flat feet, so I try to have it where I test the insoles of the shoes that I wear, so it's comfortable to my feet. Because if I'm standing for long periods of time, it is comfortable. You can buy insoles and put them in your shoes as well, things of that nature. But me, if I'm purchasing a shoe, first thing I do is I test the insoles to see if the insoles are thick, that it is comfortable to my feet when I put them on. Now, these are the shoes. They're just different colors, right? And I'm going to be real. At the end of the day, shoes are just shoes. I don't care. As long as they fit and they're not squeezing your feet. Shoes are just shoes. Everybody wears shoes. Guys wear shoes, sneakers. Girls wear sneakers. It doesn't matter, right? If you think about somebody's shoe and think something weird or stupid, that's just who you are, all right? And like I said, Bobby Hemater explained to you, people are in their lower chakras. But folks, just because I don't have a particular brand or whatever does not mean that it means nothing. It's the same materials made out of the same shoes. Suede, leather, plastic. There's no big difference. I think the most I've spent just going to Ross's, I think the most I've spent is probably like $35. In the past, I've spent hundreds, thousands of dollars on sneakers. My sneaker collection at one point, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was at least worth about $5,000 to $6,000 worth of sneakers that I had. No lie. If I had to resell all those sneakers that I had, I'll get back about $5,000, $6,000. And I end up giving away a lot of those shoes. I gave them away. Or donated them or whatever. I had Kobe's, Nikes, big time basketball player sneakers, all of that. You understand? I lost respect for a lot of people. That's why I just gave away the shoes. All right? I lost respect for a lot of the brands. All right? But I wear what I want. But look, it's the same materials. I pay a couple, maybe $30, $40. You're paying hundreds of dollars for the same type of materials, usually made by the same people at the same factories. But you would feel like you're better than me because you paid $200-$300 for your shoes. I paid $30. You tell me who's smarter. It's made of the same materials: leather, suede, plastic, whatever. I paid I paid maybe $20, $30 for these shoes. You paid hundreds, probably thousands of dollars for the same shoes. There's no difference. It's made by it's the same methodology. You got your midsole. You got your high tops, your low tops. You got your bottom sole, the grip, the pattern might be different of the shoe, huh? But let me go back. That's just an example, folks. Don't read too much into things. Don't be stupid. Please don't be stupid. Now, before I play the video, this goes into the school, goes into work, and it goes into the family. He's running away from the factory. All right. Think of the video game Amongst Us or the movie The Thing. All right. And I'm going to go into who possibly is amongst us. All right. I'm going to go into who is possibly amongst us. Now, this is the intro and the beginning of Alien Planet. Once again, I'm not sure what realm this is or where I am right now, but I'm going to explain to you what is going on. These are the three things that we're going to have to deal with going forward. We're talking about the Matrix, Terminator, all of that stuff, right? You got your cyborgs, synthetics, and hybrids, right? Cyborgs, synthetics, and hybrids. All right. Now, this is a possibility of what we are dealing with right now. All right. Cyborgs, synthetics, and hybrids. All right. Strong possibility of what we're dealing with right now. Some of us, right? What makes any of these people from this group human? All right. What makes them human? I'm going to play this video for y'all. And it is what it is. I mean no disrespect.
This particular information. These are some very great times when you start rejoicing with anything. You need to rejoice because every day it gets. Now, one reason why you need to rejoice because every day, not unless you dead, it gets worse and worse. With niggas out in the damn street, niggas on TV, the goddamn cracker, and just everyday life should be, you should be tired of this shit by now. And I guarantee you, it's worse now than it was in December. It's worse then than it was last summer. It gets worse every day. In the mere fact that you even going through this particular point, let you know that it's getting closer and closer. You understand what I'm saying? That's because you're growing tired of it spiritually. Now, and my being witness, does it get worse every day? Not unless you're a dead nigga. It should get worse every day. You know, we got a bunch of happy people out here, but that's the dead people. But people that's come that's been in the consciousness, it should be agonizing. You understand what I'm saying? It should be agonizing. It should be to the point where at the time where as you ever get to the point that you don't even want to even be with, fuck around with people. You ever get to the point the damn phone ring and you don't even want to, you say, wait a minute. And in the spirit, last week my brother gave me, ordered me a caller ID. Not for the conscious people, but for the niggas. You know what I'm talking about. Let's not be funny with me. But I'm talking about, and we're not looking down on people. This is not looking down on people like we're an elite group. We're talking about solitude is a joyous one. There's a book you need to get, a book called Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice. A little green book called Fire and Ice. It's talking about this Germanic secret society in Germany. And in there they go through the doctrine. And at one point in the doctrine there's a chapter called Solitude is a Joyous One, or Solitude. Which means a certain time when you grow in spirituality, you gotta cut yourself off from society. Not from the people in the street, not from necessarily the bourgeoisie, but all of them Negroes. And all the white people, you be alone in solitude and try to find you a partner that will somehow be in on it. If not all the time, but sometimes. Just so that he don't fuck with you when you just, you know what I'm saying? Even in your house, you got a fool beside you. It's best to be alone. It's best to be alone than to be a damn lunatic, and it's becoming more. And it's not. And see, this is the thing too. And it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the male or female thing. It's just as bad as you can't find a female if you're a male. Just gonna be down. It's best not to be around. They say, well, ain't enough males out here. There ain't enough nobody out here.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't enough, you see what I'm saying? So yes, the males, the females verbalize it more. You see what I'm saying? The niggas are front, but it's not enough anybody if you seriously conscious. You understand where I'm coming from here? Does it get to that point that you don't even want to be around people? You see what I'm saying? Whereas you start enjoying being by your damn self. You see what I'm saying? Check. Very key. Now.
Check. I hope y'all understand that. You heard what he said? Fellas, he said there's nobody out here. There's not enough nobody out here. Ladies, he said there's not enough nobody out here. So y'all can complain until you're blue in the face, ladies. Huh? Because some of y'all y'all are not holding up your end either. Y'all complain about men, but you know what it is? I'm gonna be real with y'all. I had to wake myself up from a dream because I realized that and I would say this to the fellas, be careful because the succubus thing, man, is serious, man. Trying to vibrate high and keep away from negative stuff. But be careful though, man. Be careful. To my chosen ones, be careful, man. But yeah, guys and girls, guys and ladies, there's not enough nobodies out here, especially if you are conscious, right? Because a lot of people are just stuck in the matrix. They're stuck in their root chakras, and it is what it is, right? It's a spiritual thing. I'm not gonna lie. I think it is a spiritual thing, all right? But I'm moving on a different. I'm on a different level now, so I'm not really stressing myself too much. But it is hard though. Remember they talked about they talked about Planet X and how Planet X was coming here. This is Planet X right here. Now look what Planet X is. Planet X is literally right next to Nibiru. Let me get my pen because I try to use that little pointer joint, but pointer joint ain't working. Remember, my chosen ones, the pen is mightier than the sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. Now, Nibiru. All right, this is Nibiru right here. All right, this is the origin of your so-called story about your Anunnaki. All right. I want to say this. Let me say this. I'm not going to talk too long. One thing I will say about these different worlds, I don't see Pluto. I see all the other planets that supposedly, which I would probably call realms now. Realms are different worlds, right? But I don't see Pluto. I can see why they took Pluto off of the planet stuff. Now, these are... Somebody trying to call me again. These are the realm of what I would call fallen angels now. All right? Just looking at it metaphysically, these are the realms of fallen angels. All right? Fallen angels right here. So the land of the custodians is fallen angels. The lands of Nibiru is fallen angels. The lands of Jupiter is fallen angels. Right? The lands of these people, fallen angels, right? Anywhere like where it doesn't look like there's life or any greenery, fallen angels right here. Lands of Saturn, the lands of Venus, fallen angels, right? Now, where there seems to be some type of life is your Anunnaki. Now, this is your in between the humanity stuff, all right? So your Anunnaki are the descendants of your fallen angels right here, which is your Nibiru and your custodians. All right? So they are the parents to them. So the Anunnaki now is your Nephilim. The Anunnaki now is your Nephilim. All right? This is from the example that I've heard, and even though I've never seen one in real life, this is your. how was it possible that they would become much larger than their parents, right? A human and a fallen angel. I thought about the example of a tiger and a lion mating. It's usually what they call a liger. If you ever seen a liger is much larger than both a tiger and a lion. Much larger. And a tiger is bigger than a lion. Right? Tigers are bigger than lions. So a liger, which is the combination of a lion and a tiger, is way bigger than both their parents. They're huge. But the only thing is, in the physical realm, they usually have a shorter lifespan. And I don't think that they can reproduce. That's the only difference. I don't think they can reproduce. Now, with that being said, you have your cyborgs, your synthetics, and you have your hybrids. Right? The Anunnaki would be like your hybrids. Your synthetics would be your custodians, right? And your cyborgs would be your people from Nibiru and from these other places, right? The key is they are not. Oh Lord, forgive me. Excuse me. I got gas. They're not human anymore. They're not human. All right. You know what a cyborg is? With electronic parts, microchips in the brain. They're already telling you what's been going on. It's just that we don't see it. If you've seen what's that guy's name? The guy that started Facebook. When I looked at his when he was in front of Congress or whatever, he was blinking like something was wrong with him. People blink. I don't know how often people blink. The man, you can tell that the guy wasn't human. You can tell that this guy is not human. Just the way that he was blinking. So I think that we've already seen these things. These things are already amongst us. Hybrids. You already know what a hybrid is. Listen, when the flood happened, they no longer had those bodies. According to, I guess, mythology or religion, they became what is known as tormented spirits. So they needed bodies. They needed some type of genetic biological bodies to come into, right? So they can move around again, to use the magic and the abilities that they had, right? So that they can shapeshift, so they can be amongst us. Because after a while, genetically, and because of how things are, listen, oxygen, there's not the same amount of oxygen that there was on the planet for things to be as big as they are, i.e. people and trees and vegetation, right? And that's due to the due to the pollution on the planet, right? There's not as much oxygen, right? And then on top of that, they're spraying chemtrails in the air. They're literally poisoning our air. You guys remember the Jetsons? Don't be surprised if you got to pay for air just to breathe. Soon they're gonna be charging you to breathe. I don't know how true it is. I heard that Germany is gonna charge people a sun tax. So if you have anything that's solar powered, they're gonna charge you a sun tax. Now, did they create the sun? But they're gonna charge you something that you get to. I don't know, man. Listen, I don't understand these people, man. I don't understand these people. They want you to. Soon they're gonna want you to pay for air. They're gonna pay. Soon you're gonna have to pay to live, to breathe. Soon you're gonna have to pay to breathe and to live. Oh, you're breathing air. You're breathing my air. You're gonna have to pay for that. Oh, you're enjoying the sun. You're gonna have to pay for that. Man, what was I looking for? Let me see if I can find it now. These people are not human, folks. Let me see if I can find it. They're not human. A robot. All right? But realistically, they're telling you the fallen angel story. That's all it is. They're telling you the fallen angel story. They're telling you the custodian story, the Anunnaki story, the people from Jupiter, the people from Venus. They're telling you their story. They are not human. And how they have clones. Hybrids. They had to find a way to put these tormented spirits into these bodies. That's why they've been messing with genetics for so long. Listen, they can't walk amongst us no more with 6 fingers and 6 toes. That'll give them away. That will give them away. So they had to find a way to move their consciousness into different bodies. Even this movie, The Skeleton Key, that's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about even in this movie. You think it's a horror movie, but this is real. This is science. This is part of their technology. This is who they are. This is what your fallen angels are. And I mean no disrespect, but this is what your fallen angels are. They can be black people. They can be white people. They can be Asian people. They can be Indian people. They can be anybody walking amongst you. And you have no idea. They don't have to hide their 6 fingers and 6 toes anymore. And that is what your 6 is about, folks. I told you guys that 5 is a number of man, but they want to be above you, which they're not. You understand? So they're going to be like, oh, since you have 5, we have 6. That's what the whole 666 is about. This is what your 6 championship rings is about. All of that bull crap. They're Nephilim. They're fallen angels. They have been amongst us. This person calling themselves the 6th God. They are fallen angels. They're amongst us. They're telling you who they are. And they're telling you where they live, where they come from, the inner earth. When the flood happened, a lot of civilizations were covered by mud and water. When the water receded, it was covered by mud, and then that mud caked up. So when you see them digging down now into the earth, they're digging down back into their lost civilizations. Some of these tunnels, whatever, these have been here. They're digging down into their civilizations that were covered up by the dirt and the mud during the flood. They're going back into their old buildings, to find their old technologies and all of that stuff. You understand? That's all they're doing. They're going back down in to find their stuff. They're trying to recreate the mess that happened before. As in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end. All right. So when you hear them talking about how they're digging and into these different worlds, listen, and the hybrids and the beasts and all of that. This is what they were. This is what's coming, folks. What they're trying to do is make themselves look more human. They have been amongst us. They're trying to make themselves look more human and less beast-like. But they've been amongst us. All this planet stuff. Come on, man. Y'all know these people ain't been to no moon. The devil is a liar. Man, I can't even imagine what the creator's thinking. Huh? Even Kermit told you. Kermit said, I'm tired of people. Huh? Man, Africa, I feel sorry for you, Africa, because I didn't know that the Anunnaki was amongst y'all. Listen, Africa, I can't save you. You got to save yourself. Hybrids, plastic surgery. They tell you plastic surgery, but it's really technology and manipulation and shape-shifting and manipulating the energy field and aura field around you. That's why the big need for chemicals in the food, the big need for chemicals in the air, because they have to throw off your perception as to make you think that they're human. They want you to feel like they are human, but they are not. That's why they do so many inhumane things. And then they tell you about human rights because they're not human. They are not human. These are not people. These are synthetics, androids, what was it? Cyborgs amongst us. That's why the robotics thing now is a big thing. This is what I was looking for. Look, this guy, he's talking to him, right? And then he's going to tell him, I'm fading away. I'm fading away. Do y'all really believe that this was a real person? I want y'all to see it.
But first, let's go to David Buckner. He is a professor of organizational leadership at Columbia University. David, how are you? Good to see you. You were on the show on Thursday. By the way, America, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to get up from the chair today. I'm sorry for the jeans. You were on Thursday, and you
look at his body language. Look at him.
When we were talking about the downgrade in municipal bonds, and you said something offhanded. Can you show the big chart here, please? You said something offhanded to me. You said, yeah, there's only one thing left, and that's treasuries. Where do you go from here? This has been bothering me because it was the last 30 seconds of the segment, and I don't think people really understand this. I was at church this weekend, and people were saying, you know, Glenn, I think things are looking up. I mean, stock market is up and everything else. You're an optimistic kind of guy. You are. Well, I think this is what I told everybody. Explain this to me, and I'll feel better. So let's go through it. Right. Stocks. Everybody knows what stocks are.
If this was our investment portfolio, we started with stocks. Okay. And many were invested, markets were going up, everyone was feeling good. Okay. Markets have come down.
This represents really, if a house is in order and it's a big, strong...
I want you to, I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I want you to see...
Municipal bonds. This is what cities. This is a city to do what? To build...
City wants to build a school. City wants to build a bridge. City wants to build anything. You can go and lend them money. They will pay you back at a later time.
Okay. This now, for the first time ever, and this is what brought us to the conversation, for the first time ever, the people who rate all of these things said...
Risky.
Risky.
Not likely to pay you back.
What does that mean?
That means that the likelihood of bankruptcy is greater than it was yesterday.
For cities.
For cities.
But it's not just some cities in California or New York. It's
Over in the whole country.
That's never been done before.
Never.
So when that goes, this one falls. If these cities start to fail,
We're left to treasuries.
okay, but here's where I want to get. As all of these fell, they all piled into the federal
They
government.
did, and now it's all contained therein.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So now when you're buying these, you're buying all the garbage.
Okay, so all of this that was bad, that everybody said, oh no, we can't invest in that, the government invested in, and now this is full of cancer. If all of those had cancer, this
This now
now
has it.
Okay, so this is treasuries.
See?
right?
You see him? You see him?
Okay, are you okay? You want to hang on?
That's it now.
Okay, why don't you want to sit down?
Go on.
Okay, all right. Oh.
You heard what he said? He said gone.
Can somebody help him, please?
Look what he does. Look what he does.
We'll be back in just a second. Okay.
You see that? Y'all see that? He said passing out, gone. Listen, folks, these things, these people have been around, being amongst us for a long time. All your quote unquote, no disrespect, all you people that are experts, that you see put in front of you as experts, are all Nephilim, all fallen angels. All right? All fallen angels. This is a game, folks. They've been playing us. They've been laughing at us. They've been laughing at us. Y'all think this person is locked up for real? Man. Man, the joint is crazy. But now y'all know what's going on, right? And in this push for immortality, they're trying to find ways to put their consciousness, and I said this before, trying to put their consciousness into different type of hybrid bodies, synthetic robots, or they're trying to get parts put into their bodies. If you have a heart monitor, you might as well say you're a cyborg right now. If you have any type of metallic electronical devices in your body right now, you might as well say that you're a cyborg right now. It's the same thing. Some of you got robots cleaning up your vacuum. You got a vacuum. You already have a robot in your house. Listen, we've already entered into the Matrix, not the Matrix, but the Terminator timeline. Robots are already coming. Robots are coming, folks. They're coming. The only thing is the science behind it. The technology must be amazing, because I'm trying to figure out how can they put a consciousness of a human being into a body of a hybrid. But this is them telling you what their custodians, Anunnaki, fallen angels, Nephilim, this is what they're doing. This is their technology. This is how they move amongst us. The fallen angels are different from their children and their grandchildren. The fallen angels can turn themselves into a dog. They can turn themselves into a cat. They can turn themselves into a horse. You understand? The fallen angels, the original fallen angels, can do damn near anything. Right? They can manipulate everything around them. The Anunnaki, who are their children, and then of course, and then from there you have the Nephilim, right? They are more physical because they have part human DNA, so they can't do as much. They might be able to shapeshift, right? Or alter their DNA. But keep in mind, they also live off of people. They drink blood. They eat human flesh. They eat people. So human beings are part of their diet. You guys watch the movie. You guys watch the movie and you guys think that it's entertainment and it's fake. They're telling you what they're doing. They're showing you what they're doing to us. They show you what they're doing to our children. What I went through as a kid. They're showing you what's going on. Huh? They're chasing children around for their shine, for their light, for their soul, for their energy, for their essence. They showed you this in the movie. This is Lucifer right here. This is Lucifer. This is Lucifer. That's her. They're not hiding it. They're telling you exactly what they're doing to your kids when your kids go missing. They're not hiding it, folks. That is Lucifer right there. That is Lucifer. And if you look close from the movie Dune, that's Paul's mother. And I told you guys, Lucifer, she has many avatars. She is many celebrities. We all are sleeping. What Bobby Hemmett say? A lot of people are not even awake. A lot of people are not even awake. They're in their root chakras, red. The color red. Anybody I see wearing red, and they love the color red, you already know what they're in. They're in their root chakra. They're in the lowest form. No disrespect. If you like the color red, you like the color red. I know this is a matrix. I don't want to be mean. But it represents the lower chakras. They're kidnapping our kids for their shine. Kids go missing for their shine, for their abilities, for their soul. And Lucifer is telling you exactly who she is. She's not hiding it from you. She's telling you what she's doing. She's showing you what she's doing. The Nephilim, the fallen angels, they're putting it in movies. This is by far one of my longest videos. I've never talked this long. I never done an hour. Man, I know people probably don't stick around because people's attention span is not long as long as a TikTok video. All right, but to my chosen ones though, man, folks, pay attention to what's going on. Y'all see what's going on, right? They're telling you and they're showing you what is going on. I told you there's going to be a time when they cannot hide their form, when it's going to be revealed to us. It's going to be scary. Listen, some people are going to die from fear, from fright. Some of y'all are going to probably drop dead when you see these people amongst us. That's why they're trying to push the robot thing now, so that less of them could be around when the veil drops. So that's why they're trying to push the AI thing on us now, so they can go to their underground tunnels and their underground cities, back to their underground tunnels and cities, so that you don't have to see them. Because they don't want the worldwide panic. What they really want is the war. They want the war to start. You understand? They want the chaos, the confusion. They don't want you to see them too early for what they really are, because then they know that they're going to have to fight humans. They probably drop a bomb. Listen, when you hear about these threats about World War III and bombs and all that, that is for a reset. That is for when people wake up. When people realize what's going on, they're going to drop a bomb on society. They're going to drop a bomb on people. That's not about no world war or no country against country. It's the Nephilim, fallen angels, demons, the wickedness of this world, evil of this world against human beings, against humanity, people with a soul. That's the war. That is the real war. They will drop a bomb and kill everybody. If they can't rule the world, if they can't be in charge, they'll kill everybody. Their war is with God. These people are vampires. They're shapeshifters. They prey on people. They prey on children especially. You see the alien, going back to the alien Earth thing. The guy is daggone a young boy, Peter Pan, and he's taking children and put them into synthetic bodies and calling them hybrids. Do you understand? You guys see how everything connects? They're telling you that they're not human. They're telling you that this earth is ran by aliens. Non-human people without a soul. That's why they can kill thousands of people and not feel anything. That's why they can starve people to death and not feel anything. That's why they can tell you about human rights, because they're not human. All right, I'm done. Y'all be good. To the chosen ones, stay focused, pay attention to what's going on, and be good. People with a soul, take care of yourself. Make sure y'all get water, man. All right? Get canned food, get dry goods, because it's going to come a time when they declare war on mankind. This war is against you as humanity. Whoever you see comfortable and cool with the things that are going on right now, they are not human. The people that are cool and comfortable with the things that are going on right now in society, those people are not human. They're probably a robot, a clone, or they might be a Nephilim or a fallen angel. They are not human. Anybody that is comfortable with the things that are going on right now, whether it's in entertainment, politics, socially, religiously, I don't care, whatever. All throughout society, people that you may even have a conversation with, and they seem comfortable with the things that are going on right now in this present time and age, they are probably not human. 99% of the time, they are not even human, but they have been walking amongst us. They've been amongst us for a long time, and it's going to be very, very scary when you guys see who is not human. Some of you are going to drop dead. I'm going to be real with you. Some of you are going to die from fear. Not me, though. I've been ready. I'm waiting for Judgment Day. All right, y'all be good, man. Stay focused.